We'll go bring the injuries up.
Let's start off with the predicted lineup. And in terms of the injuries, I mean, more or less a clean bill of health, apart from a couple.
Yep, Sonny is out with that foot injury, which is not great for him, but hopefully we'll be back for Thursday. And the other one, obviously, Radu Dragoshin, who's obviously still out until next season. So other than that, he says no one else has picked up any sort of injuries. Everyone's in a decent space. So really promising, means we've got a lot of options to choose from going ahead of Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, I just want to see a much changed side. I don't want to be taking any risk going into that game on Thursday night. I don't see a reason why they would take any risk going into a game on Thursday night. I mean,
but he just hasn't done that, has he?
Yeah, I don't care if he's done it or not. Like, and this is the semi-final, and you can't be taking the risk going into Thursday. Like,
but
what
did
would
it Frankfurt? Ahead of Frankfurt, he played a fairly strong team. Was it Southampton or was it Wolves? It was Wolves, actually. Actually, he did quite. He rested a few players against Wolves, but it still had the likes of Romero, Vicario.
Well, he rested. We had the fullbacks of Archie Gray and Jed Spence.
Gray and Spence. Midfielder Basuma Sarr and Madison.
Yeah, it was a much changed side.
Up front, Tell, Solanke, and Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying I'm not saying there won't be changes. It just won't be a full 11 changes.
Yeah, which I think it should be. I think as you get deeper into the competition, it means so much more. And this is a semi-final, guys. Like, nothing to be sniffed at, and we need to just wrap our players in cotton wool going into the game. So I would make 11 changes. I don't think Ange will make 11 changes, but I do think he'll make a host of changes, to be honest. And
well, we made 5 changes in the Forest game.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be a few more.
So, you reckon it'll be similar team to the team we played against Forest?
I think, yeah, but even a few more changes.
So,
in my opinion. So in goal, is there a chance for Kinski?
Yeah. There's a chance. There's always a chance. Every Premier League game, there's a chance for Kinski, but he's been quite bullish on Vicario. I do think he's going to stick with Vicario from what we've seen. I think he probably. I think he should give Kinski a few run-outs. I just don't think he will. Don't think he will. So I think Vicario is going to play again in this one. Although he's been terrible in the Premier League games, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And there is a shout that maybe Kinski, he deserves a game.
Made his debut against Liverpool. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
As well.
It wasn't so great at Anfield, though.
No, he wasn't. No, I agree. It probably will be Vicario in goal.
So we're going to go for Big Vic. Hopefully a better performance.
And I think at right back, I do think he's going to go with Archie Gray.
You think Gray will start right back?
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting, his response about Gray. He was talking about about Archie Gray, how much he's played recently. He said, look, Gray's played a lot this season and he's in a good physical condition, and I've got no doubt that between now and the end of the season he's got a big part to play for us, which is quite interesting for him to say. Is he going to start in this game? He played Porro twice, didn't he, against Frankfurt, and then he played him again against Forest on the Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So is he going to now stick Gray in at Anfield? Yeah. I feel like he might play Porro again, and then again against Bodo, or maybe even Spence and a Doggy potentially.
Nah, it's going to be Porro and a Doggy and Odebert for Bodo, and it's going to be Gray and Spence for this game. I'm pretty certain of it.
All right, we'll go for Gray at right back. I'm going to go for Jed Spence up against Mo Salah at left back.
The man that never gets beaten in a one-on-one duel.
Exactly. Very confident, and hopefully he can do the same again. Although Salah at the Tottenham Stadium had a pretty good game, but let's hope Spence has a good one. He hasn't. I think at the moment, Dougie has that shirt in the Europa League game, so no doubt about it.
Now, where I think a player might retain his spot, I think it's going to be Cuti Romero. I think Romero could start this game at right centre-back, and I think he'll probably have the captain's armband on.
Yeah. So I agree. I think he's going to start again, albeit a lot of kind of talk about his future and everything at the moment. But I do think Romero starts again, and probably alongside Danso, we would say, at left centre-back.
Definitely Danso, yeah. And I think Danso, since he's come back, he looked a really solid option in the 2 cameo appearances that he's had. And I love Danso and what he brings to the team. And yeah, like when you're talking about Van de Ven to Danso, they both bring you different kind of assets in a game. But I'd much prefer to partner Danso with a Van der Ven than partner Danso with a Romero, but I just don't think Van der Ven plays in the build up to this Bodo game.
So in the number 8 position,
Number 6.
sorry, no, in the number 6 position, I was thinking in the number 8 because we're going to pick probably the number 8 is Basuma probably.
100% Basuma.
I think there's a good chance Bentancur might play again.
Nah, I can't see it.
I can see it because he's playing. I don't think he's gonna just. I guess he's going to make a lot of changes, but I guess he's going to make a judgment call about how fit these players are, because there's a week break into this game, then a 4-day break to the next game, so it's not like there's a very quick turnaround on either one. But Basuma did play against Wolves, started that game. Actually played all right, to be fair, despite going off early. So hasn't played the next two. Has he had any minutes in the 2 games after, against Forest and against Frankfurt?
No.
So we'll go with Basuma to start at Anfield here.
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that Bentancur is very heavily trusted by Ange Postecoglou, and the one game he didn't start is the Wolves game, which was in build-up to a big game for us in Europe. So I don't think this will be any different. I think Basuma starts in midfield in the number 6. Bentancur probably comes on to get a run out in the last 20 minutes or so, in my opinion.
So who are we putting in the 8s/10s? Bergvall didn't start last game.
No, so the midfield against, I think it's going to be Sarr.
Yeah, but Sarr and who?
Decky.
Sarr and Decky.
Yeah, I think so.
So you think Bergvall gets another rest?
Mm.
Okay, we're going to put Sarr in, and we're going to put Decky. Where is he? There he is.
Decky, I think the more minutes the better, because we just need to get him up to speed. He's not fully match fit yet. So I think give an hour to Decky on the pitch. Hopefully Maddison can come on and get a run out for the last 20 minutes, half an hour as well. With Pape, I think he won't be starting against Bodo. So I think it gives a nice little more bit of respite to Bergvall. And, Bergvall's played so much football over the past few months, and Sarr, has played a little bit of football. So I think just go with Sarr, and I think that will be our midfield 3.
I've got a feeling he might go Bergvall and Decky in the middle and play and start him, because he didn't start Bergvall last game. So could he play these 2 games? There's a good chance he could, I would say.
Yeah, but it's just too risky. What if Bergvall goes down injured in this game? Like, just wrap these guys up. Wrap your most important players up in cotton wool. There is no need for any risk in this game.
Yeah, I guess, look, as fans, that's what we want. But as the club, I don't know if it's always that simple. Like, look, you look at Arsenal ahead of the game against Ipswich. They didn't just rest everyone. They still played a fairly strong team. Sorry, again against Madrid. I mean, against Ipswich game. Like, so these clubs aren't just going to rest everyone. I guess as a fan, that's probably what we want, because we're scared of them getting injured. But they also want to keep some sort of cohesion in the team ahead of a big game.
Yeah, but there will be cohesion. It's not like there won't be cohesion. Like, we made these changes against Wolves, and then we had a very good game against Frankfurt.
Yeah. But this is maybe even more changes potentially. Well, against Wolves we weren't great. Anyway, all right. So what are we going for the front 3?
So right wing, I think, will be Brennan Johnson.
You think Odegaard starts on Thursday?
Yeah, I think so. What do you reckon?
So Odegaard started against Forest and he was very good. So I'm not sure whether right now he's thinking Johnson will start on Thursday and then Odegaard will start on Sunday. But if Odegaard has a great game on Sunday, then he starts on Thursday. Or does Odegaard have the shirt now and Johnson starts to...
Well, I think it's kind of what you want from your wingers on Thursday night. And I think we're going to be looking to be in the ascendancy and really attack that Bodo team. So I feel like he's going to want Odegaard on Thursday to really attack his fullback. I got a feeling Brendan Johnson might actually play the second leg, because he did a really good job against Frankfurt, like helping out Porro in terms of the defensive work, and I think he'll want a repeat of that in the away leg. But I think in the home leg, I think Odegaard starts.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think Brendan's probably a bit better suited to this kind of game when we know Liverpool are going to really come at us, and maybe Brendan can find a bit of space going back the other way, whereas it's Bodo, they might sit a bit deeper, and it's better for Odegaard. So for me, I would rather Odegaard starts on Thursday. I'm just trying to think what Ange is thinking right now. I'm hoping I think we'll go with Brennan. We'll go with Brennan and start this game.
So Brennan on the right. In the 9, I think it will be Richarlison.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Solanke in line to start on Thursday.
Although it will be Richarlison, but let's say he has another good game and scores. Does he have the shirt then for Thursday, do you think?
I don't know about if he has the shirt, but I do think Ange, in Ange's mind, the way I look at it, in Ange's mind, Solanke just suits his system a lot more, and I think in Ange's mind he impacts the gameplay a lot more than just putting the ball in the back of the net. I wouldn't mind in the home leg starting Richarlison, and maybe in the away leg when you need a much better defensive performance to start Solanke. But I think the way Ange will look at it is start Richarlison in this game and Solanke in the next game.
Yeah, if I was Ange, I'd probably do the opposite though in a way. I'd probably start Solanke in this game because I think he's probably no more needed in this game. And then on Thursday, I think when you want to get a big lead and you need kind of a guy who's just going to gobble up goals, I think maybe Rishi might be the better player for Thursday.
Yeah, when you say gobble up goals, how many chances is going to need?
Yeah, well, hopefully the Bodo keeper doesn't have as good a game as Sells did, but he's the one going to be getting a lot more chances, isn't he? That's kind of, and that's what he was saying in his presser. He was asked about Richarlison, and he was asked what the differences are, and he says Rishi plays most of the game in the 18-yard box, and he just sniffs out chances and he impacts the game in that way. Solanke's a bit of a different player, and if that's what he's saying, I would very much rather Rishi start on Thursday. In that sense, because if we're looking for a big lead, he's more likely to be getting more goals.
It'll be interesting. I think if he does go for Solanke, I think that does suggest Rishi will start on Thursday.
That's what I would do, but I just got the feeling at the moment, I think right now he's probably thinking Solanke's still going to start on Thursday. Off the back of that, he'll start Richie on Sunday. But I do think if Richie does really well again and has a good performance and scores, I think there's a good chance he might start on Thursday.
Richie loves goal at Anfield as well.
He does. He scored a couple. It's 2-2 for us, isn't it, at Anfield? On the left-hand side, I think it has to be Tell, right?
Well, there's only two options. It's either Tell or Mikey Moore, and I'd love to see, absolutely love to see Mikey Moore start in this game, but I just can't see it. He's not even getting appearances off the bench or anything, so I think Tell will be starting at left wing in this game. And look, there could be some nice space for Tell to run into and potentially get on the score sheet.
For sure. And obviously Tell as well, depending on Sonny's fitness, I guess he's not guaranteed to start on Thursday, but right now it's looking quite likely. But I think just the more game time is helping him. I think he's getting better, and hopefully if he can have another good game here, builds that confidence for ahead of a big game on Thursday as well. So I think Tell can manage these two games, potentially with Son coming in for Thursday anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that. So this is the lineup that we are predicting for the game at Liverpool. It's Vicario in goal, Archie Gray at right back. Left back is Jed Spence. A back two of Kuti, Romero and Kevin Danso. Bissouma, Sarr and Decky in the midfield three, with Brennan, Richarlison and Tell in the front three. I think is that not exactly the same team that, well, apart from Decky, the exact same team we played against Wolves? Well, Decky and Danso. Davis played instead of Danso.
Yep.
And Madison. No, Madison.
Yeah, Madison started ahead of Decky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Rishi didn't start, or Solanke. Rishi didn't start, so a few changes. So
3 changes, but you would say probably better changes when you look at the back. Danso, Kulusevski, obviously is Kulusevski, and Richarlison, is arguably playing better than Solanke at the moment.
How many changes is this from the Forest game then? So we got Porro out, Van der Ven out, Bentancur out, and Brennan out. So 4 changes. 4 changes from the Forest game.
Porro, Van der Ven, Bentancur, Odebear. Yeah, 4.
4 changes from the Forest game. Okay, that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
Well, I look at that team, and like that is a team we've, it's probably better than a lot of the lineups we've had this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you think that's a lineup that can go and hurt this Liverpool side?
I would like to say yes. I think he can probably get a goal. Don't know if he can get any result, but I think he should be able to do something. But I think obviously it's a lineup. I don't know how much that lineup would have played together that often this season. But look, Rishi has a decent record there. Tell is getting better. Decky's getting more minutes, which is good. I just look at I'm not so sure about like Bissouma Sarr, Johnson, that kind of side. I'm a bit worried about maybe Gray as well. That side of Johnson, Gray, Sarr, Basuma, that kind of element. I think they might get cooked. We'll see.
Fair. All right, so that is our lineup going into the game